Okay. All right. Can I leave it plugged in for a little while? We'll just see what happens.
No, you need to go get it.
Okay, back to this now. Top number's what? Mass. Bottom number? Charge. So which particles have no charge? Gamma and neutron. They have no charge. Okay, let's go back to that question now. So the mass and charge and mass of a neutron would be which answer?
1 and 0.
4.
So what's the answer?
4.
No charge and an approximate mass of 1 U. What does U mean? I'll tell you what it means. So a neutron has the notation what? 1 over 0 n, right? That's a neutron. So this is the mass, and the mass we say is 1 AMU. They don't put the AM in front of it, but it stands for atomic mass unit. So if you see a U or an AMU, all it means is atomic mass unit. It's just a unit on the mass. That's all it is. It's just a unit. What's the unit on the mass on the chart? So if I want to know the gram formula mass of magnesium, what would it be?
Isn't it like gram or mole?
What's the number? Give me the number. 24. 24 what?
Gram per mole.
Grams per mole, right. So the other unit for grams per mole is AMU. I don't really teach that. It's very specific, but sometimes the U pops up on the test. So I do go over, I'm going over right now. AMU is kind of the same thing basically as a grams per mole. It's the unit on the mass. So the mass up there, the mass on table O, the unit could be AMU or just U. I hate how Regis does it. It's confusing. So basically what I'm saying is you don't really need to know what that U means. You just need to know it has a mass of 1. Okay. 2. Number of electrons in a potassium atom. Nick.
19.
19. Very good. Number 2. How'd you figure that out?
Because it's the atomic number.
Atomic number. Good. So if we look at K on our periodic table there, on your reference table, or up there, who can give me the nuclear symbol? Go ahead, Nick.
K 39 19.
19, very good. How many protons does potassium have?
39.
Yes.
19.
This number tells us the protons.
19.
This number also tells us the number of electrons.
I was right.
Now, why is that? Because atoms are neutral. What's the charge of a proton?
Positive.
Positive. What's the charge of an electron?
Negative.
Negative, so they add up to 0. That number in an atom will always be the same for protons and electrons. So every single element up there, whatever their atomic number is, that's the protons and electrons, both. Now, relating this to our homework, what's the electron configuration of potassium? 2? 2881. All right. Who's it going to be? Autumn. I want to make sure you're alive and kicking
Ready
here.
to go.
What's 2 plus 8? 10 plus 8. 18 plus 1. 19. That's the other way.
That's crazy.
That's the other way you can figure out the number of electrons is add up the electron configuration. That's the other way. Make sense? Good. All right. Let's go over the homework. Okay. Hold on. Time out. Back to this.
Take your time. Take your time.
Do number 1 real quick. I'll give you 30 seconds.
Number 1 of what?
Before the homework, do that. 30 seconds. In your own head.
Done.
Do not say it out loud.
I have finished.
Please do not say it out loud.
I did not say it out loud, so I finished.
Just stop. Bless you. That was 20 seconds. You got 10 seconds. All right, that was 30 seconds. The answer is... Rowena? 2, yes.
Bill said it better than myself.
Don't guess. Why are you guessing?
I was stuck with table 2, so I just went with 2.
If we go to table O, where's the charge?
On the bottom.
The bottom. Please everyone look up here. Is that a positive or negative 2? Positive because there's no negative sign. Negative or positive? Negative. Negative or positive? Neutral because there's no number. All right, so these two are neutral. That's positive, that's negative. What's this? Positive, what's that? Positive. So there's only one negative number up here, that's this. What do we call this thing? An electron. It's beta, but it's also called an electron. So, for Amanda and anyone else who is taking, we'll say an educated guess.
Yes.
Negative versus positive, those are opposite charges. So they could have put a positron on there, but they didn't. So proton is positive 1, electron's negative 1, those are opposite charges. So there you can look it up, you don't have to guess. That's how we answer that question. Negative 1, positive 1, those two are opposite. That's why the answer was 3. Or not 3, sorry, 2. Electron and proton. All right? Okay, which two have the same charge?
1.
4.
No. Yeah.
Electron's negative. What's a neutron? Neutral. Negative, positive, positive, neutral, positive, positive. So 4 would be the same charge. All right, now we can go over to okay. I'm going to zip right through the nuclear symbol. Helium, 4 over 2 He. Nitrogen, 14 over 7 N. Beryllium, 9 over 4 Be. Lithium, 7 over 3 Li. Neon, 20 over 10 Ne. Fluorine, 19 over 9 F. Chlorine, 35 over 17 Cl. Bromine, 80 over 35 Br. Argon, 40 over 18 Ar. Carbon, 12 over 6 C. Boron, 11 over 5 B. Hydrogen, 1 over 1 H. Okay. What are we doing? Electrons. Helium 2, nitrogen 7, beryllium 4, lithium 3, neon 10, fluorine 7 or 19, 9. Fluorine 9, chlorine 17, bromine 35, argon 18, carbon 6, boron 5, hydrogen 1. Okay, electron configuration. 2, 2-5, 2-2, 2-1, 2-8, 2-7, 2-8-7, 2-8-18-7, 2-8-8, 2-4, 2-3, and 1. Questions?
Was that all just from memory?
Yes.
How?
Taught for 15 years.
Still.
Questions? You gotta stop me if you got any wrong.
No questions.
Valence electrons. Amanda, how do we find it?
I got confused with that wrong.
All right, that's fair. You want to phone a friend?
Yes, please.
Phone one.
Cell phone.
Nick.
Take the last number of the electron.
Right, so right here, look up here, the 1. That's the valence electrons, the last number in electron configuration. Also, if you look over here, Annika, what's the trick? Remember? How can we look at the groups and figure out the number of valence electrons?
I know the answer.
She knows.
She knows.
So, you do. Look at how many valence electrons does Li have? 1. What about sodium? 1. Good. So everybody in group 1 has 1 valence electron. Everybody in group 2 has 2. Now the transition metals kind of get all crazy, so it doesn't work for them. 13 has 3, 14 has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, except for helium. Helium only has 2. So that's the shortcut. But I don't expect you to memorize it. If you do, that's great. But this is how you check it, right? It's how you look it up. Look on the periodic table. So here we go. Helium has 2, nitrogen has 5, beryllium 2, lithium 1, neon 8, fluorine, chlorine, bromine all 7, argon 8, carbon 4, boron 3, hydrogen 1. Questions? Flip it. Okay, this one is a little bit harder. You had to read and kind of think about it. Same family. What's that? Group. Group. Same group. That's just the old way of...
Same mom, same dad.
Sort of. That's the old way of doing it. Families, groups, they used to be called families. All right. I don't know. I got this worksheet from somebody, so I wish it says copper at the bottom. I bet this is from like the 90s or something. All right. Number 1, what do you guys think?
Carbon.
So same group, but has fewer same group as lead, fewer protons than Na. Na has 11 protons. Lead is in group 14, so yes, carbon is correct. It has 6 protons. Good. 2, more protons than chlorine, but less than potassium.
Argon.
Argon has 18, right. Chlorine has 17, and potassium has 19. So argon, AR. Where are we here? 3. Atomic number below sodium, a metal in the same family. Lithium, has to be lithium because hydrogen is a non-metal. 4, has more valence electrons than S, but fewer protons than AR. So AR has 18 protons, S has 6 valence, so it's got to be Cl. Cl has 7 valence electrons and 1 less proton than argon. 5, atomic number 1 above AU. Hg right here, number 80.
What is that element?
Mercury. 6, half as many protons as zinc. How many protons does zinc have?
Phosphorus.
30. So, Amber, what's half of, I almost said it, 30. 15, and the answer is phosphorus. 7, if this element has 1 more proton than zinc, you don't need to know electron and neutron, just proton, 1 more than zinc, who would that be? Wait, 1 less or 1 more?
Hey, it's Cu. Poop.
I answered that wrong this morning.
Duh.
1 more proton than zinc.
The student becomes the
Gallium.
How many?
Oh
how
my
many
God.
protons right here? Look, 30 protons for zinc. 1 more proton is gallium. This
Why-
morning, the entire class said copper. I was like, yep, copper. I never corrected it. It is not copper. It's gallium.
I got that.
You guys have an advantage over them. for that
No,
reason.
no. If it had 1 more, it would be zinc. That's what it says.
There you
If
go.
this element had 1 more proton, electron, neutron.
It would be zinc, so it's
Oh, good catch, Nicholas. It is copper.
Wow.
I
Good
misread
job,
the
Mr.
question.
Boy, by confusing my brain.
That's nice.
So the key word there was what?
Would be.
1 more would be.
Yeah, if is what I was looking at. If this element had. All right, good catch, Nick. I was just keeping you guys on your toes.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, 8.
Setting though.
It's in group 1, has a higher atomic number than AR, but lower than BR. Higher than AR, so it's got to be potassium, right? Group 1, potassium. 9, most protons in group 14.
Lead.
Lead, PB, down here, 82.
Oh.
It is in the same group as magnesium, but has fewer electrons than any element in that group. Beryllium only has 4. Kieran, are you like all right? What is going on?
Yes, I'm alright. Just continue.
Let's see, where are we? 11. It has more electrons than aluminum, fewer protons than phosphorus. Has to be silicon, Si. All right, now the last 12, 13, 14, the last 3 are getting into neutrons. Do you guys know how to find the number of neutrons?
No.
Who said yes?
Yes.
I do.
How do we do it?
Subtract the. I
Listen.
think it's the top number from the bottom number.
Yes, so let's go to 12. Fewer neutrons than carbon, but it's in group 2. Carbon, nuclear symbols 12 and 6. Here's how we do this. Protons, neutrons,
6.
electrons. How many protons does it have?
6.
6. Annika and Amanda, you with me? Okay. This number says 6 protons. It also tells us 6
That's a bad
electrons.
example. Because it's
Well,
always
it's not a bad example. It's just an easy example. How do you find the neutrons? You subtract these 2 numbers, and you still get 6. That's why she's saying it's a bad example. But 12 minus 6 is 6. If we had a different example, let's say 7 over 3 for lithium, how many protons?
3.
What's going on, Beard Man?
How you doing?
Wow, that's impressive. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
Protons. How many? 3. All right, stop staring at the beard. Look up here. Okay, how many electrons? 3. Neutrons? 4. You subtract those. Okay,
Wow.
back to 12. So, less neutrons or fewer neutrons than carbon, and it's in group 2. What's the answer? So carbon has 6 neutrons. So if we go to group 2 over here,
Beryllium.
what's 9 minus 4?
5.
5. So let me show you, for those of you who aren't following me here.
I follow you into the
9 over 4, subtract them, you get 5 neutrons. Okay,
3.
So that was 12. 13. More neutrons than Na, fewer electrons than Al. So Na is 23 over 11. How do we get the neutrons? Subtract. Amanda, what's that number?
Okay, I got it. 20, oh my god, 22. Right? No, 20, I don't know. 24? 12. 12. What?
No, I want you to subtract these two numbers. That's all.
White, where?
Oh, I can't read it. I'm sorry.
12. Okay. Well, that's you're gonna have to move up closer.
I can't read
It's
it.
okay.
I'm doing numbers.
It's
I'm
okay.
read.
It's all right. 30 or 23. Stay with me. 23 minus 11 is 12. Back to the question. 13. If Na has 13, holy cow, 12 neutrons, fewer electrons than Al, what's the answer? It has to be magnesium because it has. Wait a second. How many neutrons does magnesium have?
I don't know.
Wait a second. It's a bad question.
Just like copper.
Cross it off. Yeah.
So more neutrons than that would be 13, right? So magnesium has 12, so that's not right. Yeah, that's a bad question. Cross that one off.
I already did.
Okay, what about 14? It has more than 50 but less than 80 electrons, group 17. Iodine, right, it has 53 electrons, right.
Oh, look at that.
All right, I gotta hand back your test, and then I was gonna talk to this guy for a second, but Will, you gotta take a walk.